Marketing action plan, $0 budget, posting to social networks. Good morning all, this is Grandis and Shines from Direct Business Marketing. Thank you for attending another edition of this, what we call the Get Direct webinar series. Today I'm going to continue our conversation on the marketing action plan. Hopefully you had an opportunity to go to directbusinessmarketing.com and watch the other high-level videos when Drew and I spoke about $500 budget or $0 budget, $500 budget, $1,500 budget, $3,000 and $6,000 budget. And when I say high-level videos, we do a general assessment of what you could be and should be doing in those webinars, and then now we're starting to break down each one and talk about each item by itself underneath the appropriate category, high-level category. So today I'm going to continue our conversation on posting to social networks in the $0 budget category. Let's take a look at the next slide here. We have our lead flow process. This is our handy little diagram. We focus on four things here, right? Generate, capture, store, and nurture. Again, that's generate, lead generating activities that you should be doing. Capture, making sure we direct them to the shortest day website, right? From there, we store the information, store the lead. The traffic doesn't convert to a lead or is not considered a lead for us until they give you at least their name and email address. We store it into database, and then from there, the database can automatically nurture it via the drip campaigns that we have. And you should also be calling the homeowner. So let's take a look at our next slide here. Social networks. Right now, you know, social networks have made their way through our society and integrate their way in our society. So when we talk about personal aspect and from a business aspect, social networks have a big play into what we are doing now. If you have a smartphone, I'm sure you have a Facebook app on there. I'm sure you probably have a Twitter app. A lot of them come standard with those. Now, from a business standpoint, if you have these mediums, let's talk about how to appropriately use those mediums for marketing purposes, right? Now, if we, the handy little diagram that we showed you earlier, the lead flow process, has those we picked 5 different items that should be used for lead generation. So one of those items can be social networks. When I say social networks, I'm putting everything into one category here, and let's talk about what we should be doing on those social networks. First of all, number 1, be active on your social network. Basically, if you have a Twitter account, use it. If you have a Facebook account, use it. Just make sure, especially if you are getting likes, you're getting followers, make sure you're active on those social networks. Some people communicate through those more than they do email now, or they send you a message through Facebook. I get them all the time. Than just calling or sending an email. So that is a way for you to communicate with them. So make sure you're active on those social networks. Number 2, again, be social. Let's talk about that. When I say social, meaning where it's a social network. So it's not all about being business, not all about being professional all the time. Ask or put information or ask questions or put anything you want on there that's going to be more social versus just business. Now, we want to make sure that there's a balance there. When I say balance, it's not a 50-50 balance like you think I'm talking about because of the word social here, but we'll talk about that in a second. Let's look at our next slide. Number 3, there is a little product that we use that you can connect to the shorter stay calculator called Deliverit, DLVR.IT. That says number 1 here, but again, it's number 3. That's a good way to disseminate information. When I say disseminate information, I mean when you go to that product, it'll ask you for your main blog feed or your main feed. So you put that in as your social, your short or stay URL. Okay. From there, what you'll do is put your Facebook URL, allow them to communicate to that. Put your Twitter URL, allow them to communicate to that. Put your LinkedIn URL, allow them to communicate with that. And so when you post information, because you should be posting information on your shortest day website, when you post information in one spot, it goes to the other social networks, the other 3 that I mentioned, automatically. You don't have to log in and populate the information there also, okay? So you want to make sure, you want to take advantage of this handy little tool. Now, there are several of them out there, but we like Deliverit. And if you're not using one right now, just go ahead and try it. So again, put your main information on your shortest stay website and it'll disseminate to your social networks. Now, the balance I was talking about here is number 4. So the balance, the ratio is 20-to-1, meaning that for every one post that you put about real estate, for every one post you put about business, you should be also commenting on liking other information 20 times to 1, 20 to 1, okay, that ratio there. So you want to make sure that you're talking about other posts, or you're actually putting other posts or commenting on other posts in a ratio of 20 to 1. So for every one post, you want to put 20 bits of information about something personal that's non-business or non-professional information. So again, being social on the social network, that's our balance there, okay? So actually marketing through social networks is not that tough. It's that we make it a little bit tougher sometimes because we want to take it to the extreme when we have to remember it's a social network, so let's just keep it there. Here's my information. Feel free to contact me at any time. Grandison Shines, 602-369-8119. Email address at grandison@directbusinessmarketing.com. And a live webinar every Wednesday. We're right here every Wednesday at the Get Direct Marketing, Get Direct Business webinar series here. So let's end for today, and we'll see you again next Wednesday. Thank you very much, and talk to you later. Bye.